Hey, what's going on everybody? Suru here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to teach you how to level up your ranching skill and just give you a overall like a beginner guide as to how to raise animals, how to level up, what the traits mean, and just some generic stuff. And then I will have a more advanced guide coming out as soon as I unlock more stuff. This is a pretty simple system at first. I mean, it's confusing, but there's not much here. There is potential for this whole ranching system to get like really deep, and especially when we start doing some breeding and trying to get all the traits and stuff. So be sure to subscribe for that. And yeah, let's just jump right into it. So I'm assuming you already did the initial beginning stuff and you got your two like adult chickens. So let's just quickly take a look, and I will have timestamps down below if you're confused on anything. You can go back and rewatch segments of this video. But this overall area, there's not much to it. Obviously, we are in a different area. You cannot have like raise the animals over in your original plot. We have like whenever you first come in here, you have the general area with the barn. Over here, we have a larger field, another one on the back side. And then this is the little nursery area. This is where all of the babies are actually going to spawn. And then once you raise them, then they'll start moving over to the barn and then to the other areas. So up first, let's take a look at this one. I got Pyro right here, right? So if we go to inspect, you see he actually already has some eggs for me. He has produced 1 out of 2. So we're going to take a look at the stuff here on the right side. This is their happiness meter. It pretty much tells you what it does right here. It just says happiness can be increased when animals are fed, you pet them, and improves the speed of production. So the happier they are, the faster this speed and multiplier is going to be. And animals' happiness will gradually decay over time. And then right here is their focus or their food. It just says animals will lose focus over time, so make sure to keep them fed. They stay full for a long time. I mean, it just now went down to 98 after like 3 hours for me. So you don't really have to worry about maintaining your animals too much. And then of course, here's the items produced. So as you see, he had a little egg icon above his head. So to collect eggs or milk and stuff, you will just go up here and press G and it will collect it. I just got plus 88 experience in my ranching skill. Now, this is one way you're going to get a lot of ranching experience. I know a lot of people are really confused as to how to level it up because it is very slow. I myself am only at level 3. So different things are going to increase that. So let's go back over here to the inspect. And then we have the abilities. You know, he's going to get egg production. This animal produces eggs. And then here are some traits. So if we take a look at the traits, I actually managed to get a like level 5 trait on this one. So it's simple palate. It says gains a great deal more focus from common foods. That just means I have to feed him like less pretty much. Like if I give him some food that's just okay, like some corn or something, he's going to get more focus. So that's an okay trait. It's not actually something I really care about too much. And then the other trait is jealous too. It says gain a moderately more happiness when it is the only one of its species. This is not a good trait. I don't want this. I want to remove this trait if I was going to keep him. And then here is just the status effects. So it says he's a soothe. That means this animal's happiness will not decay for a while. Remember, the happier they are, the faster they produce. So you want to keep their happiness up. And this is in minutes and hours. So for example, recently pet, I have to wait 14 more hours, real life hours, and 26 minutes before I can pet him again. You can pretty much pet these companions like once a day. And then we have the status effect over here of dispassionate. That's because I just recently bred him with another one. It just says needs extra time to recover before breeding. And again, I have to wait 14 hours and 26 minutes. So the main way that you, when you're starting out, is going to level up is by going up here once a day and petting them. You'll on average get like 14 experience. It's not a lot. You'll get a little bit. And then you will end up feeding them. You could pretty much feed them whatever you want. You could give them just a corn, carrots, food dishes. It doesn't really matter. You know, the focus does affect how fast, like how many items of a certain item you need to give to fill them up. But overall, you could just feed them whatever you have the most of. And as you see, he has 98 out of 100 food. If I were to feed him something, I'm not really going to get any experience. The experience based on feeding is based on how hungry they are. So if he was like 70 out of 100 and I ended up feeding him, he would probably get like 4 XP, maybe 6 XP. But since it was so low, it wasn't really worth it. Petting will give him more experience. And then up here at the top, we have their name, the species, obviously the Pecky chicken. I have 10 out of 10 on my plot. And then age is young adult. There are 3 stages like baby, young adult, and then adult. So that's just kind of the basics here of like what you need to do. So I have 3 adults right here. I have Echo that actually looks like he has an egg for me as well. 1 out of 2. This is very slow. You can get a gain multiplier depending on, stats and if you give them like different biscuits and treats and stuff like that. So we're going to go ahead and collect this. Watch my experience bar at the top left there. And it's actually going to give me quite a bit. So I'm going to collect. And that gave me a huge chunk. It gave me 88 experience. So producing eggs and milk and stuff is going to give you a lot. I'm on my way to level 4. And then we have Silver over here. And he is pretty cool. He has some great traits right here. As you see, there are a ton over here. I have Proud 3, Maternal 3, Content 2, Soft 3, and Bluesy Feathers. I actually have him as one of my favorites right now. You can just click this little heart if you want to. And then just so you don't accidentally remove him, you can also always see him on the map. Egg production, it's going to be a while. I mean, it's going to take a while. I wish the game was tell you more about how long it actually takes to produce stuff. It's about once a day. Sometimes it's like once every 2 days. It can take a while. His happiness is still full. Now here's the status effects. He actually has accelerated aging 1. He ages slightly faster. That was from giving him a treat. So I actually have some of these treats down here. You can also purchase these. You can get pouches right here, treat packs. I'm going to explain how to get those in just a minute. And then if we come over here to the register, this is where you're going to get additional stuff. So if you wanted to buy another Pecky, it'll give you 1,000. Here is some other like biscuits and stuff. We'll go over all of those at the end of the video. But you want to get to level 4 to be able to get the next animal, which is the Trufflet. They're going to cost 1,500 for this. They can end up getting mushrooms. And obviously, as you get these better animals, you will end up being able to get more experience to level up your ranching skill much faster. You also have the Ormu right here, which is level 7. And then you have the Bumble, which is level 9. So I'm a ways away before I get there. But even though I have 10 chickens right now, it says my barn is full. So I wouldn't even be able to collect a Bumble right now, even if I had it unlocked, or the Ormu. And then the rest of these are just treats, and they are better treats as well. Some of them are like things you definitely want to have when you are doing some breeding. And then let's go over here. So over on the right side of the barn, you have this thing right here. This is your animal roster. And there's a few things to note right here. First up, this is where you actually donate these. So for example, I have this one, which I called Meh because his stats are nothing. He has just egg production, but there's no stats, there's no color traits, no traits, no nothing. He is not a good chicken. We love him. We just know someone else is going to love him more than I will. So we're going to send him away, but I can't send him away just yet because under his status effect, he has this new in town. So I have 20 minutes left before I can actually donate him. You may be wondering, why would you want to donate chickens? Well, you can only have 10 here. So we're pretty much buying and re-rolling to be able to get better chickens with better traits. That's going to help us get stuff faster. So even though we love Meh, he's just not a good fit for our farm. And then it's really easy to get attached to these, right? So it's really hard to decide which traits do you want to get rid of, which chickens do you want to get rid of. Because as I'm looking through here, all of these chickens, for the most part, are pretty cool. I have Aqua over here, which has a bluesy feathers, simple palette 5, gains a great deal more focus from common foods, also social 4, which gains significantly more happiness when there are at least 3 other animals of the same species, and he has the hearts pattern. So he actually has hearts on him. And then I have Echo over here, but Echo only has the bluesy feather, but he is one of my only adult chickens as of right now. So I kind of want to hold on to him. We got Peacemaker over here that has maternal 3. So it produces items somewhat faster when there are baby animals in the nursery. That is a really good perk. That's a great trait. I would love to pass on to some other ones as well. And then he has Simple Palette 5, which gains a great deal more focus. Maternal 3 is great. I would look around, and I do have some other ones. Like I have Silver here that has Maternal 3 as well. So if I wanted to, I could go ahead and donate him. And I'm going to just for this video. So what you would do is you would scroll up, you would pick the one that you want, and then we're going to donate for a just to free up the space and also to get a bag. I got +2 uncommon treat packs and +1 common. The better the chicken, the better traits, the more treat bags you're actually going to get. So then the best way for you to level up in the beginning is to just do this. You would just purchase more and more peckies, and you would come over here. We're going to go over to the nursery, and you just want to see what their stats are. And then you would wait for the new in town debuff to wear off so you could then donate him again, just like meh. And then just keep doing that process until you actually level up a little bit. So he should be over here somewhere. They have a little like birthday cake. Here it is. It's his birthday. Let's take a look at him, see if he's a good chicken. Let's give him a name. We'll just name him Chaos just off the top of our head. No good abilities, no status effects. So you know what? Actually, he's going to be meh too, just so I know that he's going to have to get shipped away. And I will not be able to donate him for 1 hour and 17 minutes. But watch my XP right here. This is the best way to get initial XP while you're waiting to actually get eggs and stuff. You want to pet them? I got +17 experience. And then my food, I need to level them up. So I could just give them a carrot. That's going to give me +2. But as you see, the carrot didn't give me very much focus. If I were to give him a larger dish like this, it's going to fill it up. And then I got the rest of the experience, which was +7. And now I'm getting closer to 4. So I am definitely going to have to donate him just because he has nothing here. And then the other way to get more chickens with better stats would be to actually come over here and breed them. So you can only breed young adult or like adult chickens. And you would come over here and try and get the traits and like fuse them together to make some super chickens. So this is still up to RNG. You are not like, it's not a guarantee of what traits you're going to get. So I'm going to show you that right here on the screen. As you see, I actually ended up giving Silver a bunch of stuff that is supposed to like guarantee him to have a stronger, like having his traits passed on to his baby chicken. And I ended up like giving him a couple different treats. And then once I ended up actually breeding them together, these were the stats that the baby actually got. So even though you could use some treats, it's still up to RNG if you're going to get some better stats or not. So it's just one of those you got to keep trying and keep trying and keep trying. Now there's also like color traits or cosmetics. So I have iridescent right here. If I were to inspect him, as you see, he has the trait iridescent. It says this animal has an iridescent sheen. So I could eventually keep breeding my chickens together to get the stats, the traits that I want, and then also apply like the color scheme that I may want, whether it's the hearts or whether it's iridescent. There's also one for dirty, which is around here somewhere. Let me see if I can find him. Oh, here he is. I called him Ash. So Ash over here, which I should probably get rid of him because his traits are not that good either. But he's like the only one that I have that's dirty. I don't know if this is supposed to be a low end cosmetic, but I actually really like it. I think he looks cool. So we named him Ash. Everything else on him is not good though, so I would consider keeping him just to pass that trade along if I wanted to, or I can get rid of him and keep trying. Now you could give them official names right now, or you could just give them like stat names until you end up getting the best chickens that you want. So for example, this one is tier 3, and then I put in parentheses 2 because he has 2 tier 3 traits. He's got Pampered tier 3, produces items much faster while at maximum happiness. And then we got Simple Palette. And then Cheerful gains moderately more happiness from Care. So Pampered would be a great to pair up with another perk that keeps your happiness for longer. And then that is kind of how these like mutations work. But your goal is leveling up. So obviously you want to get some adults over here because as you've seen, the best way to get experience was for them to actually get eggs or milk, you know, if you end up getting like the cows and stuff. But you also want to keep re-rolling as well. So you just have to like pick and choose. You don't have to be at that bench to actually pull this menu up. For me on mouse and keyboard, I just press H. For you, you could just go to settings, go to your controller settings, like key binding, and then scroll down, see whichever button is H, so toggle housing menu, and then swap this to whatever button it is on the controller, whether it's A or B or Y or L2. So that'll save you time from running back over here. And then next, let's take a look at the actual treats here. So how do you get these treats? Like you saw, we get those from donating. And then you would open them up. So I can open this up. I ended up getting a name well cookie, which just allows me to rename my animal. This is something I'm not really going to want to use until late game when I have some animals I want to keep. Let's open up another one. This one ended up giving me it says feed this to an animal to grant it a single random functional trait. Let's go ahead and test that out. So we could give it to Pyro here. Let's see. Yeah, because he has that jealous buff, which is terrible. So let's take a look at his traits. I'm going to feed him this one right here. Trait treat. And he ended up getting Menti 3, produces items at a much faster rate if there are older animals in the barn. Okay, so when we get an adult one, I'll end up getting, he'll produce eggs faster. Now we want to get rid of Jealous too if we can. Let's open up another one here. We got Uncommon Treat Pack. This gave me Fancier Breed Biscuit. Allows your animal to pass on up to 4 traits to its offspring when breeding. Now, I fed this to Silver during the breeding section of the video, and he did not really pass on the traits, so it's still a good treat, but it's not the best. And then I have 7 just common ones, but let's go get an even better treat thing so we can get some, like, legendary treats. So for this, I would just leave, and we're actually going to go over near Zeki's. We're going to go to the bulletin board, and it's right here in the middle. And of course, this is going to change depending on seasons and updates for the game. But this one is rewarding me a Kilima treat bundle. So I would just finish this off. And now I have that. So then if I go in my inventory, let's pull this up here. And then let's go ahead and use that. And I ended up getting even more pouches. So I ended up getting 2 rare treat packs. We'll open that up. I got the Oopsie cookie. It says feed this to an animal to remove a single random trait. So this one could be risky. I could end up removing a trait I don't want, but I could also remove a trait that I really want to have. Let's open another one. We ended up getting the Insta Grow cookie. I'm going to show you how this works. It says it instantly ages your animal to the next life stage. And then we have uncommon treat packs. We ended up getting this one, which says moderately increases your animal's happiness gain the next time you feed it. Okay, that's pretty good. And then we have this one, Cookie of the Day. Feed this to an animal to grant it a single random cosmetic trait. I'm going to add that on one of my chickens as well. Let's do that just after this. I ended up getting this one again, very tasty. This one right here is the Faster Grow cookie. It says it greatly increases the rate at which your animal ages. So unlike the one that instantly ages you up, this one will age every stage faster. And then this last one here is Feel Great cookie. Grants a moderate amount of happiness. So this one is instant as well. So we have Silver here, which I've just been giving him tons of treats. And he already has like a color trait right here. If I were to give him another one, then it would end up changing his color, I believe. So just for the sake of this video, I am going to do this for you guys since he does have this bluesy feathers, but I already have that trait on another chicken. So we're going to feed him that one that's going to change his cosmetic, which is this one, Cookie of the Day. So I did it, and as you see, it completely changed his color. And I just got Immaculate Confection over here. So we unlocked some additional, like, just challenges and stuff. But now he ended up getting stripes. Okay, so he still has bluesy feather, but now he has stripes on here, which says this animal has a striped pattern. So pretty cool. As you see, a lot of these cookies and treats and stuff, you can keep stacking additional traits and status effects down here as well to make a super chicken. So that one I just got was a legendary treat, and it says create a baby using your animal as the singular parent. So I could automatically spawn in a baby from one chicken, one parent, rather than others. And remember, you can use these treats on the other ones, like all the other companions that you can get, or the farm animals. So this is something I don't want to end up losing. That is a great thing. If you go over here, you can see some information on this. But we also have accomplishments over here. And completing this stuff is going to give you some great rewards too. So like this one right here, have an animal gain a legendary trait. So you can get legendary traits. They have the red, like orange background. I do not have any of those yet. Once I do, I'll end up getting some renown, and I'll also get this one, this treat, the Divine Donut. It says allows a vulnerable animal to become a baby again. This is pretty much going to let you reborn a animal that is aging and cannot produce like stuff anymore. We also have like Student of the Phoenix, which is from reincarnate an animal like we just talked about, and we'll end up getting a legendary treat pack. So that's how you end up getting additional treats. We have epic treat packs here. By doing this one, have at least 10 animals above 80% happiness at least once. We could use treats to boost happiness. So this one's at 100 right now. Let's see, Echo is at 69. So I would have to actually give him a treat that's going to boost his happiness, like this one, the Feel Great Cookie. So there we go. He's at 89%. And then once I get all these other ones up there, I will finally be able to unlock that. Obviously, the babies start at a much younger happiness. That's when you would have to come over here and get more treats or purchase more, and then go ahead and feed those as well. So all of these treats down here will actually tell you what they're going to do. You'll just have to read through them and apply them however you want that works for you. Now we had that treat that was going to instantly raise a baby from a baby to a young adult. So let's go ahead and do that right now. We got Iridescent here. I could go ahead and give that to him. And it's this Insta Grow cookie. So I apply that. Boom. He is now a full size chicken. And he should make his way over to the barn. And now that I have 2 extra full size chickens, I can actually breed those together now. So as you see, the blue background here shows that they are adults. So I could breed Echo and I could breed Iridescent, but I have no more room for animals. That's when I would have to go back and remove one and donate. Now, donating doesn't seem to give you any experience, but it does give you treat packs, which you could use to boost your chickens and your other animals too. There we go. We ended up getting 2 common treat packs. Now remember, before you actually breed these together, you really want to mess around with the different treats and try and apply the buffs, remove certain buffs, and try and get them the way you want, like their stats correct, and then breed them together. But again, early game, it doesn't really matter. So we're going to do Echo and Iridescent. So Iridescent can pass on the traits High Maintenance and Iridescent. And then traits is for Echo is a Bluesy Feather over here. So let's go ahead and breed. And we ended up getting Iridescent and Bluesy Feathers together. So it took those 2 traits. And now I have this beautiful chicken right here. Look how cute he is. But he doesn't have any other like great traits. I will have to keep breeding him with another one to get an even better chicken. Or I could feed him the little biscuits and stuff. So let's give him a cool name. We're going to give him Frozone, all right? So there he is. We got Frozone, and he needs to be a pet. Got him plus 17. And we're going to give him some good stuff. Let's give him some of this. And are there any of these we want to give him? I am going to want to use him for breeding later. So we're going to do something that speeds him up so he actually like ages faster. So this will increase animals' happiness. We want him to be happy. So we're going to feed him that. And we have this Fast Grow cookie. I don't have another instant one, I don't believe. Yeah, that removes a trait, rename. So I'm going to end up giving him this one, and that's going to let him age up faster. So hopefully tomorrow when I log on, I can actually use him for breeding. And so a good way to actually get this color is, since he doesn't have like any other traits, that's kind of cool because he's like my cosmetic animal. So I could use him to pass on Iridescent and Bluesy, and then get another chicken that has maybe really great stats, especially if you could get one that had legendary stats on it. Like for instance, let's take Silver here. He has some good perks, but let's just say, imagine he had even better perks on here. I could feed him treats that is going to pass on additional traits from him. So like this one, I could feed him Fancier Breed Biscuit. It says allows your animal to pass on up to 4 traits to its offspring when breeding. So I would go ahead and feed him that. And now he has the Better Breed Biscuit here. And then tomorrow when I log on, I can breed Silver and Frozone together and hopefully make a Ultra Chicken. So that's kind of how it works. You just have to keep playing around with it. Again, I'll have a more advanced guide coming out later on. Now, let's take a look at something else. This is the like premium shop over here. we are going to have this thing where you can actually purchase a license to take your animals out and have them as pets out in the wild, pretty much just like the pets you have already in the game. Now, I don't mind if a game monetized, especially a game like this, free to play, lots of content. I will say this honestly shocked me that they included it because it's so expensive. So for example, for this bundle, you would end up getting like 2 outfits, and then it gives you a license to just take your animals out there. So you're paying like 4,500 silver to get the 2 basic outfits, and then the ability to actually take your chickens out with you, the little truffle pig here, and the bee one at a time. So it's showing different colors right here. That is just showing like different colors you could end up creating. It doesn't give you different color variations of these. So just be mindful of that before you purchase it. And then that would be almost, yeah, close to like $40 just to have that core gameplay feature. So it's like they locked a gameplay feature behind a massive paywall. $40. I mean, a lot of games are $40. So I thought that was kind of crazy because there's already so much in here monetized, like that is already expensive. Like this outfit right here, which is gorgeous, by the way. But yeah, just know that if you actually want to have your chicken or your cow, or not the cow, the pig or the beef follow you out here, one of them, just to show them off, to show them to other players and brag like, oh, I got this, really rare a chicken, it is going to cost you real life money, which is insane. Okay, so now that you hit level 4, Delilah is going to come to your farm. You're going to talk to her. She's actually going to give you a voucher for the new, like, the little pig here, the Trufflet pig. So you're going to get one for free. I can actually go ahead and purchase this. All right, so now that I have acquired that one, I need to go over here to my nursery. And remember, if your nursery is full, you won't be able to buy like additional ones. So make sure you have space in your nursery before you accept the ticket. And then let's see if he's over here. Oh, here he is. Oh, look how cute they are. Okay, we got Trufflet. Let's inspect. Looks like I didn't get anything, like no traits or anything for him. I just got the ability, which is Mushroom Forager. I'm just going to leave his name as Trufflet for now. And he does have the new in town. This one is 1 hour and 58 minutes. So let's go ahead and pet him. And he ends up getting 17 experience as well from petting. And then as for food, the food goes up to 200. I'm going to feed him that. And we got plus 21 experience. So I ended up getting more experience by feeding this little guy because there's 200 compared to feeding the chicken, which I think was at like, yeah, 100. So that is why leveling seems so slow in the beginning. It's going to be slow at the beginning, and then as you get better animals, they start producing more. You get the higher tier animals, and then you'll start leveling up a lot faster. But that is it for the video. That should be enough information to get you guys started. I'm sorry this video was kind of long, but I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch it. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one.